West Africa, where Malian voters are hoping that Sunday's presidential runoff election will be the turning point in an 18-month crisis that has crippled the country. 27 first-round candidates have been pared down to 2. VOA's Anne Luke has more.
And then there were 2. Ibrahim Boubacar Keita, a National Assembly deputy from Bamako, and Soumaila Cisse, a technocrat from Timbuktu. They once belonged to the same political party. They served in government together in the 1990s, Mr. Keita as prime minister and Mr. Cisse as finance minister. Then their paths diverged. Mr. Cisse became a steadfast supporter of President Amadou Toumani Touré, who was ousted by a coup in March 2012, and is blamed by many Malians for the ongoing crisis. Mr. Keita, on the other hand, became ATT's most outspoken critic, something he has underscored on the campaign trail.
Mali was stolen from us. That government ate it up and sucked the bones dry. They humiliated us to the point that people started to ally with the Islamists. Attention, Malians, that will never happen again.
His campaign has been about big ideals: nationalism, honor, dignity. His opponents say he's vague on the details. His supporters say they back the man, not the plan.
We have become a country in disarray, where everything is permitted, so we want a tough leader, and that is IBK.
Mr. Keita dominated the first round with 39% of the vote. Most of the 25 candidates eliminated in that round are now backing him, including third-place candidate Dramane Dembélé, whose party Adama is an ally of the rival candidate, Mr. Cisse. But Malians say they are used to the fickle nature of their political class. Cisse supporters like Al-Husseini Sow say the race is not over.
It doesn't matter what alliances politicians are making. Like Cisse says, this is a fresh election. Voters should be left to make their choices without manipulation or pressure.
Mr. Cisse raised concerns of vote rigging and intimidation in the first round and has called on his supporters to be vigilant. Ever the financial manager, he talks about investing in Mali's future.
Even if we win the elections, the battle will be far from over. We must then rebuild the country. We must tackle unemployment and poverty. We need to invest in this country, in agriculture, livestock, farming, fishing. We need to build roads and factories. We need to create wealth so that each of you can live a happy life.
It's hard to gauge the candidates' chances. Voter turnout could be higher or lower than the record 49% 2 weeks ago. And voters who backed other candidates may or may not follow their marching orders once in the voting booth.
Well, for more perspective on Sunday's runoff election, Anne Luke joins us now on the phone from Bamako. Hello, Anne.
Hi, Vincent.
Now, you were there before the first round. How do you gauge the excitement, the mood this time around?
Yeah, it's been a pretty sleepy week before the vote. You know, we had the Muslim holiday of Keita on Thursday, plus we had a few delays till starting campaigning while we were waiting on the Constitutional Court to confirm the results from the first round. So today, Friday, is really kind of the first and the last day of real campaigning. You know, I just did a tour of the city and kind of the campaign headquarters and the various meetings, and things really haven't gotten going yet. You know, they're still kind of putting together the stages, raising the tents. So, you know, I think that we're going to see kind of a quiet end. You know, Ibrahim Boubacar Keita, he canceled his final rally that was planned for Bamako in a very large stadium at the last minute, saying that they were concerned about security. But Soumaila Cisse is set to address his supporters.
Yes, now, and in the first round, there were concerns regarding security. There were other concerns because of the unknown. Do you get the sense that this time, because they have gone through the process, those concerns have been pushed to the side?
Well, to a certain degree, yes, because, you know, the first round did go fairly well logistically, so I'm less concerned about that. Keep in mind, Soumaila Cisse did raise some pretty serious concerns about fraud and vote rigging and intimidation in the first round. So his camp is definitely on alert for any irregularities, any issues that should happen in the second round. And then in terms of security, for example, the cancellation of this big rally today. Keep in mind, things are very calm here. The surface is very calm, but I think it reflects kind of an anxiety after this, year and a half of crisis that, you just never quite know what can happen. People just want, don't rock the boat. Let's just get through this and, move on, turn the page.
Do you think actually the fact that it is happening at the time of Eid, that perhaps it has also kind of affected the feelings and the mood of the people?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely drawn a lot of the attention away from the campaign. Keep in mind, too, that people, go home to their villages, they go home to their families for the holiday. So those people will need to go back to where they normally reside to vote on Sunday. And just in general, too, today is kind of the hangover after yesterday's day of eating and celebrating and cooking.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Anne. Thanks for that report. And look, now reporting from Bamako, Mali. We want to know what you think about Africa 54. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is VOA Africa 54. And check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com.